Well, welcome once again. Thank you for joining us on YouTube for this next installment of Life at All Saints, Living in Faith Every Day. Today, I'm joined by Aaron Shank. Aaron, thank you for being on camera, being a participant in this series. And what we want to do today is dive in and talk about stewardship, but not of money, of time, of faith, of gifts and passions. You've been a long time, very involved member, and I want to dig into that. I want to find out what motivates that. And so with that, again, thank you for being a part of this.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I want to start by asking what I always ask, and that's how long you've been a member with your family at All Saints, and what drew you to this church.
Okay, sure. Well, we joined in, I think we became members in 96.
Okay.
Started coming here in 1995. My father-in-law worked for ELCA's headquarters. He was director of World Hunger, and he knew the administration staff at All Saints. And so when we were looking at churches around Columbus after we had moved here, he pointed us here, and we really never looked back. It was great. I think the first time we came, the chancel choir was there, and it's just so amazing to hear them, and the space was great, and the worship was wonderful. So we kind of just stayed.
It felt like a good fit.
Yeah.
Good. Well, so next I'd like to ask about some of the ways that you participated here at All Saints. You're a member of council. You've been head of the preschool board. You've been a liaison to the endowment committee and involved in that, among many, many things. I'd like for you, though, to tell me what you've been involved with and just, what you enjoyed about it.
Sure. I think over time it started off through the kids. I mean, two of our children attended the preschool, and they've all attended the youth programs, and we've seen them go up from the JAM group, which didn't exist for our oldest, but became for the next two, and the youth programs. And I remember when that started burgeoning into the mission opportunities and the trips that they go on every year. And so that was really initially how we got involved, was through the kids and all the activities and trying to promote that to them and others.
So you have three kids, and you and Roshani, you talked about bringing them, you had a car seat in the pew, so your family has been involved since they were little. What has motivated you to be that involved with them from such a young age, to raise them in the faith? What's motivated all that and to continue in that?
Well, I mean, I think our faith was strong, and Roshni and I come from different perspectives on that. She's been with a faithful family her whole life. I was churched later in life. I was actually baptized here when we became new members. I think it was that same Sunday when Pastor Roth baptized me here as an adult. And so from both perspectives, it was important to start having the kids attend church and see it as a regular thing to do. And so what I said is, we had Rainika in 1999, she's born, and we had the car seat, and we put her in the back pew, and if she cried, we took her out. But we were trying to be there as often as possible and have her grow up with just the habit of being in church and being around church.
I think that's kind of how I like to think of discipleship or discipline or faithfulness. You said the word habit, and I think sometimes faith is about an intentional habit of being faithful, even if we don't feel it, even if we feel in a season of busyness or doubt or anything that would make it easy to stay away and stay home and avoid community and avoid church. I think being faithful is just being dedicated and intentional about making it a habit. And, I see in your family such faithfulness that has born out of this good habit that you've made. So,
I'll say one other thing. I think early on, when we were just becoming members, and I'm trying to remember the timing, but it was 96. And Roshni had a health crisis, and some things happened. We had to move apartments, and I can just remember the two distinct memories from that time. One was the pastor walking down the hospital to visit Roshni with a 6-pack of beer. Actually, it was 2 6-packs of beer, so that we could give that to the folks who were going to help us move. And I showed up at night to move, and there were so many people just helped us move. It took 2 hours to move from an apartment to another. It wasn't far, but it was an amazing effort in no time. And we were new to the church, and we didn't know, I don't think maybe one of those people who showed up to help. And that was a great start.
Those things stand out to you. When I began this call, and I was kind of commuting from New Philadelphia here, I had a condo I was staying in, and again, people that I hardly knew. A few guys showed up. I pulled in with a U-Haul, but I wasn't getting a couch up the steps by myself. And yeah, it's amazing when a community of faith just steps up like that, even if you feel like you're not fully connected to that community of faith yet. It really, that's how you become connected, right? So beautiful. You give a lot of your time and gifts here, and what always impresses me about people like you is you have 3 kids, you have a wife, you have a full-time job, a very full-time job as a lawyer, and so you're motivated, something is motivating you to go above and beyond the limited free time that you have to be a council member, to be involved in the endowment committee, to worship faithfully, and all the things that you do. I want to talk about that. What do you get out of being so involved here? How does it strengthen your faith? A little bit of that.
We all make decisions about where to spend our time and talents, money. And for me, it was always, it's important that part of our life be in the church. When we found a great home here for church, and so it just seemed like a natural thing to spend some of that time and effort here. Again, it started with the kids and all the things that they did, spaghetti dinners and making subs and helping them do those things, and supporting raffles, and that they were doing fundraising or actual mission work and trying to help them. And it became just an important part of our sort of life investment that, I think everybody has specific things they love. And, for us, one of them is being here at All Saints and helping this community grow and thrive, change when it needs to. But, overall, just be strong and grow.
It's great. Thank you. Thank you. That speaks to, I think, why you've answered kind of my next question was, why is it important to be involved in this community and to give back? But like you said, we all make decisions about how we spend our time and what we give our life to. And you and your family have obviously, you're living out that faithful decision. So thank you for that. My last question is, I view you, Aaron, as I said, as a visioning person, someone who you even said to help All Saints change as we need to. I've always seen you as someone who's able and willing to look ahead and vision for the future. And so I wanted to ask what your hope for All Saints is for the next 5 years. What do you hope that God will accomplish in this place through us in the coming years?
I guess a couple things come to mind. The first is, I hope that we're able to retain a lot of what we're doing. I hope that the preschool is strong and that we have those ministries, and that the youth group is strong and can continue to be a safe space for the youth, but also going out into the world and doing these amazing mission trips. I hope all of that stays the same. I also see, challenges with, from our perspective, we're a diverse family. I see some challenges we've had as a church with diversity. And and I do hope, and we're trying, right? We're trying to do the right things and become a diverse, at least open community. And I hope that in the next 5 years, that some of those efforts come to more fruition, that we're able to be known, I think, not just to do the things that you need to do to be loving and diverse, but to be known for that.
To walk the walk, and to be, the hands and feet of God out in the community. So,
As some of that background goes to some experiences I've had. My wife is Indian. I've been to India a couple times with the family, once through a church group. And I've seen faith in a part of the world where Christianity is a minority, not in places where Christians are persecuted necessarily, but you see a different perspective and a different level of loving of the Lord in daily basis, in your daily life, when you're in other cultures and other places even. And that's even across the U.S.
yeah.
And I just think that helps us grow to know how other Christians around the world are living.
Right.
They don't all have the life we have. They don't all have the privileges we have.
Yeah.
Some of them have to fight
Right.
to be Christians.
Yes.
And I think if we at least keep that in the back of our minds sometimes, not to feel guilty and not to just think, well, we're privileged, but to understand that other people are coming from other perspectives so that we can meet them where they are when they come here.
Right. I think it's easy, especially in Worthington, to be kind of in a bubble, a comfy, cozy, isolated bubble. Sometimes that can be a good thing, but yeah, it definitely doesn't broaden our viewpoint when we stay in that bubble. And so I think the goal, not only of faith, but of any church, is to get out of that bubble, to broaden our viewpoints and our love of people. So,
can I say one more thing?
Please
I
do.
think, you asked about the experiences I've had on the various committees. And
yeah, please do.
it's been great. Currently on the endowment committee, it's been really neat, and it kind of ties into what you just said. We've got this gift that we can use in many ways, and those ways don't have to be just here at the church and in our group. They certainly can benefit us, but they can also be that broader world we live in. And I'm hopeful and really interested to see how that works.
That's an exciting part of the endowment committee. You say endowment committee, it's like, oh man, that sounds boring. But we, like you said, we have an opportunity to use these monetary gifts that we've been gifted with to bless and enhance ministry and aid organizations in the community and beyond. So it can be exciting. So, Aaron, thank you. Thank you for all
Pastor
that you're
Scott.
doing at All Saints, that all that you and your family continue to do. And with that, we'll conclude. Thank you for being a part of this segment of Life at All Saints. Have a good week.